Hello and welcome back. Today I will go through the training of the commercial pilot license for the airplane. I'm not sure if you watched the last video. I did it for the rotorcraft. It was interesting. Some crashes. It was more difficult than I anticipated. Definitely struggled with some of the training manuals. Here we're gonna go through. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 manuals. So let's just jump right in. Before we do our pilot license, I do want to go what is here. Obviously I can take the test now, but I think I still want to show you guys what is involved in the training. So let's take a look at this. This is trim management in a Cessna. Now you have to know how to climb. Now that you know how to climb and descend and flight level, let's introduce you to maintain a desired altitude without having to constantly interact with the yoke. I think this is very self-explanatory. I think at this point you should know how to do this. I think they taught you that in training, but let's just see what they say. Alright, here we are. Looks like we're already loaded up and ready to go.
In this lesson,
it does
let's take a look
seem
at the relationship between
like I have the
and
controls
power
of the
settings.
airplane already, so remember that.
Attitude plus power equals performance. We're currently at 5,500 feet in a cruise
So
attitude.
obviously throttle, make sure you adjust that before you
under the horizon,
actually get
and cruise
into
power is at
the cockpit
2,300 RPM.
and your air mixture as well.
Try to reduce power to 2,000 RPM while maintaining 5,500 feet.
Okay.
Great. You probably noticed, to maintain altitude, you need to pitch the nose up. You could just keep pulling on the yoke to hold steady, but that's not really a precise means of control.
I think they taught us
Probably
this
better to adjust your trim
before.
wheel until you don't need to push or pull on the yoke. Drag the trim down when you need to set the nose up. Drag it up to set the nose down.
Right.
Try adding trim to keep us at 5,500 feet without increasing throttle.
There we go.
Nice.
That's easy.
Increase power to 2,300 RPM while maintaining 5,500 feet.
Okay, so
Get
I
us
think
back to
that
a
was
cruise
the
attitude.
opposite. I want to do it slowly because of my controls being all jerky. I don't want to
Excellent.
overcorrect.
Now, adjust the trim.
Yeah, see, just as soon as I go, a little bit of the yoke, the plane wants to jump on me straight up. Okay,
That's good.
that should be it, I think.
Wow, great job.
That was an easy one.
The way I was taught, when you adjust the trim, you make course changes at first to remove pressure on the yoke. Then small adjustments to find the perfect setting to keep your desired attitude. If you feel your pitch slipping and need to get back to the proper attitude, don't worry. Just pull on the yoke, then dial in the right trim.
I'll let her
That's the
finish
key
saying
to
what she's
straight
saying there so
and
that way
level
we can
flight.
hear what she's saying. Okay, so this one was pretty easy. Nothing difficult about that. Definitely a lot easier than a rotorcraft training. That was interesting and fun. You should definitely go see that video. Okay, how do we do? Trim the aircraft. I thought I did much better than that. But I still got an 8. That's good. Let's go on to the next training then and see what awaits us there. Now that you know how to handle your plane, it is time to learn more about navigating the skies. Using visual references is key to VFR flights. We will be using Sedona Airport runway as our first reference. Okay. A good departure is key. All right, back in Sedona. One of my favorite spots. Arizona is really nice state.
Today
That's
we are
what
going
they
to leave our
tell us.
familiar airport of Sedona and venture south to reach Flagstaff Airport. To To guide us, we will rely on the navlog.
Okay, move that out of the way.
It references the different legs to complete to reach our final destination. Our first goal is to fly over the runway center at 6,500 feet with a heading of 42 degrees.
Let's stop as this thing's rolling on its own.
By doing so, we will be perfectly set up to engage with the first leg of the navlog. After takeoff, we will continue crosswind as if we were following the standard traffic pattern. However, we won't turn downwind. Instead, we will continue climbing to 6,500 feet before turning on course toward the runway center. Okay, you can take off whenever you are ready.
Alright, let's do this. How are the flaps? I can't see from that side because of... Oh, can't see there either because of the display in the way. Well, we're just going to hope and pray. They're all fine. Alright, let's get ourselves up in the air. Stay right in the center of the runway, best that we can. It's always a lot easier to do on a takeoff than landing. And we're up. Now what? Uh-oh. Wait, what happened there? What happened there? Okay, not sure what happened there. Did it crash? I peckered that one up. I have no idea. That was so weird. Restart. And we are in Sedona again. I do like Sedona, Arizona.
Today we are going to leave our familiar airport of Sedona and venture south to reach Flagstaff Airport. To guide us, we will rely on the navlog. It references the different legs to complete to reach our final destination. Our first goal is to fly over the runway center at 6,500 feet with a heading of 42 degrees. By doing so, we will be perfectly set up to engage with the first leg of the navlog. After takeoff, we will continue crosswind as if we were following the standard traffic pattern. However, we won't turn downwind. Instead, we will continue climbing to 6,500 feet before turning on course toward the runway center. Okay, you can take off whenever you are ready.
Okay, so I did try to do this the first time. Actually, this is my third time as a charm. First time, I don't know what happened. On takeoff, I must have maybe tail stroke, and I just reset the whole thing. And then the second time, I kind of wasn't paying attention to what I was supposed to do. So let's try this for a third time. Hopefully I did better this time. I'm not gonna put the other two recordings up. They were pretty bad. Alright, let's go back and let's get ourselves up in the air. One thing I did not do is I did not follow instructions very well.
Takeoff. Your target altitude is 6,500 feet. That's 500 feet above the traffic pattern, as we don't want to interfere with incoming aircraft.
Yeah, I never got there fast enough. So one thing you need to keep in mind is you got to get there pretty quick. One comment she told me the first time was I didn't ascend fast enough to 6,500 feet. I thought I did okay, but I think I was paying more attention to talking to you guys, and I was looking around because it looks awesome. I'm looking at the shading of the clouds out there and the sun. I do love that. The game's awesome when it comes to that. And I think I was looking around way too much around Arizona instead of focusing on flying. But one thing to keep in mind is if you look at the panel over on the top left-hand corner, it says September 7th, 2018. I want to know what that is all about. So if somebody has an idea or knows somebody at Microsoft, let us know. Why is it 2018? What's so special about it? Am I missing something? Wait a minute, let's just keep on going here. I definitely screwed up before the whole.
As you climb, turn left so you stay in the vicinity of the airport.
So I definitely understeered. I stayed in traffic patterns of going over the runway, which is what you want me to do, while maintaining a 42-degree heading. That is one thing I was like, well, you want me to maintain a 42-degree heading, but you want me to stay over the runway, but I can't do both. I'm not sure. I just got something. Reach the end of the crosswind leg. Reach out to 6,500 feet. So yeah, I'm not sure. I screwed something up last time. But again, look at that. Okay. And now we're supposed to go over the runway. Departure position. If we keep going that way, I think she will want us to be over the center of the runway. Right there. And I screwed that up last time. I kind of stayed in the direction of the runway the whole time. And then I flew past that to turn around. So if you're doing this is what you need to do. You need to turn back at the runway and go in the opposite direction you took off from. And then find the center of the runway and go over that. That's what she will want you to do while at 6,500 feet. And as we're approaching the 6,500 feet, I'm going to pull back on the throttle just to slow the aircraft down a little bit. And it did say it was supposed to be only 7 minutes long. I don't know about that.
You took a bit too long to reach the target altitude. You want to climb faster to reach a safe altitude. To ensure accurate navigation, you want an accurate starting point. And what's more accurate than the runway you just departed from? Go ahead and position your plane above the airport.
Alright, I got beef with that. The 60... Oh, I'm way above 6,500 feet. I have beef with that 6,500 foot taking too long, because the fact is that they tell you in previous tutorials to climb at 75 knots. I was at full throttle at 75 knots, so I'm not sure if you're supposed to go even faster than that, but that is something that they tell you to do in previous training. So it kind of contradicts itself. You do what you want. If you want to take the approach of
nice
F-18.
That's it for navigation departure. Well done.
Alright, well that was it. Okay, I thought there was going to be more to it because she was talking about going to Flagstaff and whatnot. You might get the same message saying you took too long to get to 6,500 feet, and if you do, oh well, I still got an A. I'll take it. So let's go on to the next training. Dead Reckoning. This training session is all about the basics of Dead Reckoning, a popular navigation method relying on estimating the position of an aircraft based on its previous position, direction, and speed. Let's see this. And we are up in the air, kind of where we left off last time, I think just a few minutes before that. Looks like we already are airborne, so I'm going to put the throttle kind of where I think it needs to be. Adjust the air mixture, and let's go.
We're currently at 6,500 feet, about 30 seconds flight time to Sedona Airport. As we make our way toward the runway center, let's talk more about navigation. When you need to set and maintain a heading, you'll want to rely on your heading indicator. Compasses are prone to errors, especially during turns, or while accelerating or decelerating. Okay. We're in position over the runway center. Next step is to validate the time. That's a fancy way of saying start your stopwatch. On the navlog, you can see our next waypoint, Munns Park, is at a 42-degree heading, about 5 minutes away. That means we need to be on a 42-degree heading. Check your heading indicator and make your turn.
All right, here we go. 42 degrees.
Good. Maintain a 42-degree heading. As you approach Munns Park, the terrain level rises. To maintain a safe altitude, we'd better climb to 8,000 feet. Make sure you keep the same heading.
All right, here we go.
Maintain full power during your climb.
We got full power going. I think we were climbing way too fast, so we're going to bring down a little bit so we're going to stall out. While maintaining that 42-degree heading. And I don't know the elevation of that plateau in Sedona, but when you go out towards Bryce Canyon, that plateau is at 8,000 feet above sea level. It's just, you don't see that in too many places around the world. And some areas are flat. You get on top of that plateau, and it is flat. There's mountains and cliffs everywhere. When you get on the plateau, some areas are really flat. So if you've never been out there, definitely, at some point, make a plan, go out there.
Navigation is basically flying a given heading for a given amount of time. Sometimes you deviate. But if you track the time flown from your last known position, you'll always have at least a range for your current position.
So make sure you go out there, check out the world. I definitely want to see more of the world. I haven't seen enough. I think that's why I like this game. Because you can go anywhere in the world and see anything. Especially with the graphics now. Unlike Flight Sim 95 or 98, whatever it was. This is night and day difference. This is definitely totally different. It's impressive. I appreciate what they've done with the game. And the abilities that you have in the game to fly anywhere you want and see whatever you want. Real-time weather. Live traffic, it's all awesome. Alright, so there's not much going on here, obviously, in this tutorial. Just gotta stay up on the... heading in the right direction. I'm kind of veering off a little bit here. And get up to that 8,000 feet. Hopefully we'll get there on time without being yelled at. Like I did last time. Although we are way above the ground, so we're safe, we're good. I think the turret will end once we get to 8,000 feet. We're almost there.
Do you see the green patch with a lake on its right? This is Munns Park Golf Club. We're almost there.
Oh,
Let's proceed over it and check if the stopwatch matches the navlog estimation.
Not really.
We all know speed can increase or decrease depending on the wind. That's why at your next waypoint you'll want to compare your estimated time and route with the actual time flown. Validate your estimate and your progress. Okay, now get back to cruise attitude. Let the speed increase, then set cruise power at 2,300 RPM.
Well, you had me climb up. So obviously climbing up slows the aircraft down. So obviously you should know. You should give me more time. Come on. Oh, I'm way off the heading here. I can't see because I actually have a microphone right in front of my face, so I can't see the heading really well. But let's trim the aircraft just so that way we don't need to provide too much input on controls and let the plane kind of fly itself. We'll get there. It's speeding up and slowing down.
That was excellent. Navigation to Munns Park is in the books.
Well, there you go. That's also an easy one. Nothing too complicated. These are definitely easier to get through than the rotorcraft. Again, go see that video. It was a challenge. It took a lot longer to get through than it's supposed to. Manage power accurately. Hey, at least I got 100% on something. I'll take it. All right, let's go on to the next one. Let's see what's next. Now we got landmark navigation. Using landmarks and distinctive geographical features is a great way to orient yourself while flying VFR. Definitely comes in handy when you're flying in an area where you live. So one thing, it's good to be familiar with that area where you are, because of the fact is that obviously it's a lot easier than to have to try to put in navigations or getting lost. You always want to have references where you're flying.
Alright, we're currently at 8,000 feet, approximately 30 seconds out from Munns Park Golf Club. While we fly over it, let's talk about landmark navigation.
Okay. I can't see it anyway, so...
One of the easier methods of navigation involves following identifiable landmarks, like highways. And it just so happens we have one below us.
There it is.
Do you see the highway on your left?
Sure do.
That highway leads all the way to Flagstaff.
Let's follow it. Shall we?
Let's follow it, and we should reach Flagstaff Airport in 6 to 7 minutes.
Boy, we both think alike. Let's do this. I didn't realize Flagstaff was this close to Sedona. It definitely is when you're driving. But the scenery there is so cool. Every 20 minutes.
We don't miss it. Reset your stopwatch here and start again.
So every 20 minutes or so, the scenery changes. I didn't believe it at first when I was told about that, because like where I live, there's no way it doesn't happen like that. You don't drive for 20 minutes. All the trees look the same, but out there, sure enough, you're driving around, and every 20 minutes or so, the scenery looks totally different. You have white sands, red sands. You have the saguaro cactuses.
Flagstaff Airport's altitude is around 7,000 feet. Unlike in Sedona, the traffic pattern altitude there is standard. This means its altitude is 1,000 feet above the airport, which works out to 8,000 feet. We need to fly over the airport before entering the traffic pattern. Since we don't want to interfere with other aircraft already in the traffic pattern, let's fly at least 500 feet above pattern altitude.
So you want me
So let's climb to 8,500 feet on the way. Keep it at full power while you're climbing.
Alright, let's do this. Still not seeing the airport. That's okay. I think this 2024, this area has a lot more trees than the 2020 version. Finding airports with those golf courses, it is definitely more challenging. I think it's more fun too, because obviously it's more realistic. You gotta keep climbing, come on. Don't give up on that climb. You can do it. Trim ourselves to a nice steady climb here. So obviously we're going to have to add time to that 4 minutes and 32 seconds, because we're not climbing anyway. We're barely climbing. We are at 8,000 feet. There you go. I think my air mixture is way off. So this should perform better now. Am I losing the highway? Where's the highway? Okay, I think I can barely see it. I think it's right there underneath me. I lost the highway. Oh, okay, I can see just a tiny, tiny little bit of it. Right there where I'm looking, right in the center of the plane.
Perfect. Maintain 8,500 feet until we reach the airport.
Sounds good.
Set RPM at 2,300.
That's our cruising RPM right there. And looks like we're descending just so slightly. Okay, there's the highway. I see it. I don't see the airport yet. I think that might be it. Right in front of me. I'm not sure. We'll find out. I'm sure we'll see it, hopefully. I'm pretty sure that's got to be it right there. So I cannot wait to actually do the whole career mode and actually get my pilot license and start doing actual work. Yep, that's it. That's the airport. Is she gonna have us nosedive into the airport? I hope not. Why she'd be like, oh, just land right now. Why not? Go ahead. Right, so we're still on the highway.
There it is, Flagstaff Airport, on the right side of the highway.
Called it.
Excellent landmark navigation.
That's it? That was it. Again, these are easy. These are very, very easy. Compared with the rotor, this is very, very easy. Maintain requested altitude. I mean, I did have a hard time getting up there at one point until I realized my air mixture was all messed up. But overall, I got an A. I'll take it again. So let's keep going to the next training. And here we are at arrival. The final part of any navigation flight is arriving at your destination. Let's do this. All right, again, we're up in the air. I'm not changing the controls from the last flight. I'm gonna leave them as is. I'm hoping it's set up correctly, which it should be.
Flagstaff Airport is right in front of us, and we're currently at 8,500 feet. That's 500 feet above the standard traffic pattern. It's a good altitude to avoid interfering with aircraft already in the pattern. Proceed above the terrain, making sure you maintain our current altitude.
Okay. Flyover runway center. I'll do my best. I can barely see it, but I will do my best. So you do want to trim the aircraft. It is not trimmed. I'm not sure how they start you off at 100 some knots and then all of a sudden you drop off to 87 knots at the 2300 RPM. But just something to keep in mind. And there's that airport. There's the runway. And then we're gonna go into traffic pattern. I'm guessing they're gonna have us land. I'm guessing that's the last part, next part of this mission, this training. Do you see the sock? There's a sock.
We're going to land on runway 21, coming from the right to the left. We'll be following a left-hand traffic pattern, as we did in Sedona.
Okay.
Ready? Reduce speed to 80 knots and start a turn to the left toward a 120-degree heading.
120 degrees. Here we go. While maintaining 8,500, I'm guessing. So that's a Long way around. Oh wait, I'm losing altitude here. I definitely want to make sure I maintain that 8,500 feet and get down to 80 knots. Just stay close and also get to that 120-degree heading. All right, there we go. We're at 180. And just keep losing altitude.
As we pass over the runway again, start descending to 8,000 feet, still maintaining 80 knots.
All right. Will do.
You'll enter the pattern in the middle of the downwind leg for runway 21.
I can't see my head, and it's covered. There it is. And I think we're right over the runway right now. Yep. So down to 8,000 feet, maintaining 80 knots. And we're on downwind right now, right about now. Okay, we're descending. The faster we need to descend, I believe, to get into that traffic pattern.
We've got clearance to enter the downwind leg and land on runway 21. Keep your attitude, then follow the standard pattern.
All right. So we're going on downwind leg, which will put us parallel to the runway.
Extend 10 degrees of flaps. Complete the traffic pattern until landing, as you learned previously.
And actually, where is the flap indicator? All right, and what are we at? Where are the flaps? Where are the flaps here, actually? I can't see them. Oh, there they are. I think we're at 10. Not there. Oh, missed it. All right, we're just at 65. That was not good. Trying to find the location of the flap indicator. That almost put us into the ground. That would have been not good. Okay, now where's the runway? I can't see it yet. There it is. There's the runway. All right. Let's get a little bit more juice here. A little high, so we may want to trim the aircraft, so that way we can, because it wants to keep going up on me here. It's a lot to set up on a plane when you're coming in. There we go, we're on a glide slope. There's power. And here we go. Just all you gotta do is just land. That's all we have to do now. We're on center, it looks like. We're stabilized. Increase the power just a little bit because we're losing speed. At least we're right within that 65 knot range, and we're right on glide slope. Look at that. Lucky. That's what I'm going to say. Is that just pure luck. It looks like I'm going to actually overshoot just a little bit, maybe. But the aircraft is nicely trimmed, aligned. Maintain 65 knots. Yep, and just land. That's all we gotta do now. And flank cut power. There we go. So do we want to stop on a runway? Is that what they want us to do? That's what I'm going to... I'm going to tap that. Let's see what they say. Because here would be a nice good turning point right here. But I'll stop it. I think I went too fast anyway for it. There's the next exit. But it says to stop the aircraft, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay. I don't want to slam on the brakes, but I'm going to bring it to a nice and slow stop.
Great integration.
That was good. Let's see how we grade us. Or how they grade us. How we get graded. Let's see. I'll consider this a nice approach. Outside of looking for a flap indicator. Ah, look at that. Hey. So far, so good. A lot easier than rotorcraft. Let me know how you did in a rotorcraft if you got a chance to do that one, that training. That was fun. Alright, but let's keep going here. Ooh, first solo navigation. Alright, first solo navigation. This will be interesting. Time to show us what we got. Hopefully it is the same trip that we just did. You'll be departing from Flagstaff Airport, handling every navigation step on your way back to Sedona. You are free to choose your VFR navigation method of choice to get to your destination. I say, with my eyes closed. What is that on the left-hand side that I just saw? What is that? Are those planes jumping up and down?
Are you ready for this? You are going solo on a full VFR flight.
Let's do it.
From takeoff to touchdown, it's all you. You'll be departing Flagstaff Pulliam Airport, handling every navigational step on your way to Sedona. It's the return trip from your previous lessons. You will be flying over the same landmarks. You remember them? The highway, Munns Park Golf Club. Choose whatever you're confident with. Dead reckoning, landmark navigation, or both. This is what you've trained for. Just remember everything you've learned, and most of all, enjoy the ride.
Alright, so I think I'm going to do more of a landmark navigation. You know, I hope the flaps are on. Where are the flaps at? Okay, they're good. So they just keep on going. It's probably more of a landmark navigation than timing. I always find that timing is close. I do like the bush challenges that they have in the game, but those are always off. And I think here I might be able to fly back based on recognizing the landmarks on the highway to the golf course. We're very slow here, getting up to speed here. There we go. So we're at 7,000 feet. We have to get up to... Something's going on with the indicator on my aircraft's right there. I'm not sure if you see what's going on there. Right where the heading is. That's kind of weird. Okay, I'm sure that's a bug they'll probably fix. So, okay, we got to get up to... what? 8,500 feet right here? Right? So we just got to get ourselves up there. I think we have to... oh, actually, it says right there. Yeah, 8,500 feet. But what we need to do is we need to trim the aircraft. It's not trimmed. Alright, there we go. Now we're trimmed. Let's get it to increase speed. Not just altitude, but with speed. There we go. I think we got the aircraft stabilized. And at some point we're going to turn left here momentarily to get ourselves over the runway again. I'm going to wait till I'm about halfway point, probably like 7,500 feet or so, maybe 7,800 feet before I'm going to begin to turn. Well, I'm going to see, make sure there's nothing there. I'm going to hit no mountains. No, there are no mountains there. Sorry, that was a sensitive mouse looking right into the ceiling. let's begin our turn. To go back over Flagstaff. I'm going to keep it to probably 10 degrees or so. Oh, I got to maintain 75 knots. See, but if I maintain 75 knots, they're going to yell at me. You took too long to get to the... even with 75 knots. They're going to say you took too long to get up to that elevation. And I know that obviously going faster doesn't get you there because I got to build up speed, but I'm trying to build up speed to essentially get myself to... I was just going to climb like 85 knots. Try to do that, but I guess that's not going to happen. Not here. Because we got to maintain that 75 knots before we get yelled at. But I can't see the airport with this damn thing in my way. There it is. There's the airport. Let's go over the center of the airport. Keep climbing up. We're 1,000 foot above the airport, so I just gotta keep on going. We're almost there. I can't even see the airport. I do like how they don't have the indicators for your path as of where you need to fly. I do like that. I can't see the airport though. Oh, there's the airport. Okay. Because I get what they had the first few times, but I don't like it because in real life you don't have it. So here we are on our own. I think that's the reason they don't have those indicators. Alright, we're at 8,500 feet. Reduce the power to 2,300 RPM. And trim it. And we're over the runway. And actually I see the highway too. So I'm going to start heading towards that direction at some point. Once I'm going to cross the highway, or cross the runway, head right for the highway. That's what you need to do here in this one. You know, I'm looking over my dashboard, but obviously I can see the highway, the runway right in the display. And now, let's go to the golf course. Looks like I had to start a stopwatch, so it's not up to me. Because before, if you remember, she did say it was up to me as of how I wanted, or how I got there. It was up to me. But I guess it is not. Alright, just follow the highway to the golf course. Just make sure we get back up to 8,500 feet. This is struggling to climb at 8,000 feet. And that is the big difference, that Sedona is a high elevation. So this plane is already struggling. So to get up to that 8,500 feet, I think I had too much for lunch today. That airplane. I gotta get up to that 8,500 feet. I can do it. Oh, you know what? That's my problem. Let's put the flaps back up. That's what it was. The flaps were down. That's why we had a hard time building up speed. So it says we should reach that golf course in 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Obviously we're going slower. Can you change this airspeed in here? Oh, we can. So we did it at what, 90 knots? Oh, so it's 8 minutes. They lied. Whoa, okay. Note to self, when you're typing in there, you do not have control of your yoke. I was expecting to at least be able to turn the plane, but you can't do it when you're in the typing mode. Alright, now let's turn the airplane back down so we don't need to climb anymore. That's going to also help us get there faster. I do like how it automatically adjusts the time though for you when you put in the true airspeed. Actually, shouldn't that be true ground speed? Who's counting? As long as we get there and have enough fuel. Do we even check that? I hope I have enough fuel. I'm assuming they gave you enough. Because wouldn't that be a bummer? So this training, I'm probably going to fast forward just a little bit. I'm going to speed up this training. There's no point of you guys staring at it. I mean, just flying for 8 minutes to Flagstaff. Because that's a long time for nothingness. Did I say Flagstaff? I'm in Sedona. So here we're coming up on the golf course soon. Because there's a drop off right there. You gotta go right into that valley. And Sedona is in there. So the golf course is definitely not as clearly visible as you'd expect. But I know there's a big intersection in the highway. That's where we have to go for. Which I think it's coming up, maybe? There's a big junction in the highway. And I see the highway right there. So we got three more minutes before we get to the golf course. And I think that's it right there. And then we gotta go right into that open valley right down there. Just drop in there. Because there's the golf course. If you can see it right there. I'm pretty sure that's it. Because everything else is trees. So many trees. That's snow? What's going on? It's like snowing out of the window. You guys see this? What is this? By the way, if you go into, I think it's 2020, go into the 777 in the cockpit, in the reflections, there's a guy sitting in a window, in a cockpit of an airplane. That's an Easter egg. Yeah, there's the golf course. Called it. So now I would be turning myself towards the airport because I already know where I am. But I feel like that's not what they want me to do. I gotta reach the golf course. I'm gonna fly right over it. Usually I don't like to fly right over it unless I can see it. So I like to fly where I can see it, like right there. But we're gonna head right to it, so it turns green. But I would have already been heading towards Sedona right now. But I think we need to get to this golf course, even though we can't see it below us, because now I lost the visual of the golf course. It's there somewhere below us, but I'm not sure where. And time is 8 or 7:18. This was supposed to be 8:07. Okay, now we go to reset. Start. Okay. Maintain 8,500. Reach Sedona. Let's maintain that 8,500 feet. Like the 95 knots. And Sedona is there somewhere. There's Sedona somewhere. We'll be there about 6 minutes and then landing. So just bear with me here. There must be some updrift or something to that effect because I feel the plane wanted to pull up. And then as we cross over that plateau, or the edge of it, we should descend to 6,500 feet. Because that's the, I believe that's the, the 1,500 feet above that traffic pattern. Alright, there it is. I can see it already. Right in front of us. So soon they'll probably have us descend. Maintain 8,500 feet. Let's get the plane up into that 85-foot range. There it is. So I guess they give us 100 feet of wiggle room in either direction. But we did drop a little bit. But there's Sedona, so at some point we should be descending anyway. And I can't see now because we're pitching up a little bit. Looks like the sun's about to set. That's what it seems like anyway. Oh, sounded jerky. My bad. Just pulled on the yoke just a little bit too far back. Even the scratches in the window, I too like that. If you look at where the sun is, there's those scratches in the glass. I like that. Okay, there we go. Descend. Set speed to 80 knots. Descend to 6,500 feet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep trimming back. I'm going to maintain the altitude to the speed. All right. And let's reduce power. I can't see where the runway is. Oh, there's the runway. Okay. Let's trim it for 80 knots. There we go. Perfect. Let's fly right over the runway. That's 6,500 knots. It's a good thing they're telling us to land now. Just land. Dive bomb. Alright, we've got 2 miles to go. Let's reduce power further. Although we're descending at 850 feet per minute, 900. I think the threshold for unpressurized planes, from what I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, is about 700 feet per minute, because that's where you can stabilize the pressure in your ears relative to descent. So I'm going to try to maintain that. If you know of something else, if I'm wrong, correct me, let me know. Leave a comment. That's what I heard once. Obviously, commercial planes, they maintain pressure in the cabin, so they can descend much faster and ascend. But in these non-pressurized planes, I heard it's about 700 feet per minute. That's the comfort level. So you don't also want to be nose diving your plane down. Enter the traffic pattern. Turn left towards 120 degrees and descend to 6,000. I never got to 6,500. Hopefully that's not a hit. But I'm trying to do it in a comfortable way for everybody. So turn left to 120. Enter downwind leg. Will do. I think we're way over. Actually, if I recall, this landmark right there is typically where you want to be. You're doing your downwind turn, and I feel like we're way off. Maybe not. Okay. Because where's the airport? Oh no, there's the airport. Okay. I got mixed up with those things right there. Now, maintain 6,000 feet. Let's give us some flaps. Maintain 6,000 feet, which is I'm trying. I'm close to at 80 knots. Okay. We got to trim the plane a little bit more because I did actually add flaps to it already. So there we go. Now it's trimmed. It's fine by itself. Perfect. And we'll stack probably land right. Maintain 65 knots. Reach the base leg. Yep. Look at those graphics. That looks awesome. That just looks awesome right there. Makes me want to go and walk around. I wonder if you could actually walk around Sedona, go hiking in this game. That would be cool. Flaps to 10 degrees. And we gotta keep descending. I think we were a little too high. Little too high. So let's throttle down a bit more. Overshot the runway just a little bit. Not too bad. Trying to get down to 65 knots there. Yeah, a little too high in this one. I'm not happy with this, but I did way better in Flagstaff. Oh, the PC froze just so slightly for a split of a second. Ooh, that was a harder landing than I expected. All right, just try to stay on center. There we go. Alright, let's go to a stop and see how they grade us. Let's see how we did. All right, let's see. Let's see, how did I do? I landed.
Wow, great job.
All right.
Some people say the sky's the limit. I say it's just the beginning.
I appreciate the positive attitude. I thought I could have done better myself, but I appreciate it. Great job it is. Enter traffic pattern. Yeah, that was pretty bad, wasn't it? Land on runway 21. I wish it was a little more in depth as of what did I screw up as of the takeoff and landing. I wish it was more descriptive. I was like, hey, here's what you could have done better. Okay, let's go on to the next training. Let's not wait anymore. I guess there is no more training. We're back in the headquarters. So there you go. It is the training for airplane. Totally different than rotorcraft. Go see what I did with the rotorcraft. That was interesting. It was a mess. This is totally different. This was actually relatively pretty easy. I'm not gonna say it was too difficult. Obviously, I'm not perfect. It's more about having fun. As long as you're having fun, just keep doing it. I got A's. I'll take it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Next video, I'm gonna do I will take the exam to get my pilot license on next video. But thanks for watching, and see you next time.